Good Lord, you know you're trying, but every time you walk upon the water, you wind up mad in the mud. Life is gonna kick you down, love gonna pick you up. You feel you're slowly sinking, and you're low and all alone. Till your spirit gets to thinking, hey, now where's my happy home? I used to have a little happy home. And you say your circumstance, not the one you choose. Every time you take that chance, good Lord, you know you lose, and it's left you with the blues. But every time you walk upon the water, you wind up mad in that mud. Life is gonna kick you down, love gonna pick you up. Love will pick you up. That you passively receive, the kind of love you give, well, that's the kind of love you need. When you lend a helping hand, well, that's when you're gonna understand, yes, that you have finally found a love. The kind of love that's gonna lift you up. When you walk upon the water, you wind up mad in the mud. Life is gonna kick you down, love gonna pick you up. When you walking upon the water, you wind up mad in the mud. Life is gonna kick you down, love gonna pick you up. Love is gonna pick you up, love will pick you up. Love gonna pick you
up. That was a pretty tasty way to kick the show off.
Yeah, we just got right after it, didn't we?
Man, there's, when you got stuff like that in your pocket, why wait? Just get it out there and let her rip.
Yeah, let it. You figure inspired by your environment, and it's so smoky. I'm thinking let's just make it smokier.
Exactly. Yeah, man. So, how long have you been playing music?
Geez, Bob, that's a great question, and you know what? When I think about it, I can't help but think about Steve Martin in The Jerk. You know, when he's on the front porch and he's like trying to get the beat. I remember that moment. I was about 7 years old, and I was like, but unlike Steve, I got it. I was like, Mama, listen to me. It's Glenn Campbell, and I'm right there with him. Rhinestone Cowboy. Yeah, so ever since then, it's kind of been there, and like a lot of kids, hopefully kids today too, because a lot of the music programs, got disbanded over the years. But you get forced to play these instruments like the baritone and the saxophone, which I wasn't that interested in. I ended up playing the drums in like junior high. So I'd put on headphones and listen to Jimi Hendrix smash hits.
Yeah,
on 8-track.
Oh, there you go.
And what was the hot tune on that one was Crosstown Traffic, I think, was the one that you just wanted to Crosstown Traffic. Your little...
Play it all day.
Your little 12, 13-year-old body just wants to leave blood on the drums.
That's a good way to pound out a little bit of energy for sure.
Yeah, let it all out. And let everyone know about it, too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's no point if your parents and your family can't enjoy your energy with you.
Right, and really when it comes down to it, the whole neighborhood, you want them all involved and asking, like, what's wrong with your boy? Because, only I could hear what I was playing along to. Yeah. And I thought I was on the beat, but I might have had it too loud to even know. But
yeah.
So that's more or less, from all that era. But, we have our moments in life where nothing's kind of happening. And there was a moment out of high school where I wasn't really doing it. But I always have fascination with playing guitar. So I started that probably in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. And progressed, from 2 chords to 3 chords to 4 chords, and now I'm back to 3 chords.
Well, you don't want to strain anything.
Yeah, you don't want to. What's that old country expression? You don't want to putting on airs or anything like that. You know, four chords. Oh, I'm sorry.
You start doing
E
that.
minor. No, I don't think so.
And pretty soon people are just like, they write you off as a jazz bow, and then where are you going to play?
That's it. Yeah. I mean, jazz bow. I think. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. And been around Bozeman for quite a while?
You know, I've been around Bozeman. I think we're going on 7 years now, which I know doesn't seem like a long time. We moved from Western Slope, Colorado, little town. I know a lot of people move to Bozeman because they're like, oh, I want to move to a small town. And we moved here. We're like, oh, we want to move to a big town. And I want to be in one of those places where people are having meetings at the coffee shop. That's why I remember like, I want to, this is, granted, I'm an adult saying this, not a child. I want to go to a place where they're having, where A-listers are having meetings at the coffee shop. And now that I've seen what that means, I just make my coffee at home now.
Yeah, it turns out they're not really that fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't really, I don't need to have any meetings, really. I can just, I want to put on my headphones and play Crosstown Traffic and do that.
Keep a whole new set of neighbors entertained.
Yeah, that's it. Keep the tradition going.
Cool. And do you play pretty much solo?
Yeah, I do, and every once in a while I'll be playing a song and be like, oh man, I'd love to play this with a band. I'd love to have a backup, and it's navigating all that's a whole thing. You have to take your headphones off and talk to people and be like, hey. And what's been my experience is that a lot of people do want to play, but not a lot of people want to learn the music ahead of time. They kind of be like, oh, just give me the charts, or I'll follow along, and yeah, they can and they will, but for my part, I'm like, no, I want to know that you're like one step ahead of me almost.
Right, ready to chip in instead of follow along.
Yeah,
ready to break trail once in a while.
Yeah, I haven't given up, but I do like playing by myself. I enjoy the company for the drives home. I kind of.
That help when it's time to load out.
Yeah. But, I have to pay the tolls, all the tolls, that we have out here in Montana.
Yeah, that's a brutal.
Moose toll.
Exactly, yeah. Pay the bear.
Yeah, pay the bear.
Yeah.
Honey, pay the bear.
Yeah, don't try to sneak by.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you write a lot of your own music?
Yeah, that's what I prefer. I prefer to write and play my own stuff. But, when you play out, you play restaurants and bars and breweries, it's good to throw some stuff in that's like, oh, I've heard this song before. It gives somebody a point of reference to be like, oh, okay, well, this guy's... Usually what it is, it's kind of like, oh, this guy's not that bad. Because, like, I know that song, and that's not a bad version of it. He's not that bad. When you're playing your own stuff, it's just like the point of reference, I think, for some people, they're just not sure, like, if they like, what to think.
It's a sad indictment on us, but I think that's very true. It's like, it's too easy probably until you hear that thing that's familiar and kind of you click into, to just kind of ignore, right? Especially if you're in a place like a bar or a restaurant and, people can just go about their meal or have their beer and not really pay attention. But maybe when they hear something that kind of, gets in their ear, that's probably... When
they see me get out the drums and I'm playing Crosstown Traffic, I was like, oh, I know this song.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't heard it quite played like this. But I probably, as far as like covers compared to original stuff, even when I play out, it's probably a 70-30 mix, 70 original and 30% just to spice it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
cool.
But tonight it's all going to be... Yeah, 100%.
The real thing.
The real deal.
Nice.
Yeah. You want me to go ahead and throw another one at you?
That'd be awesome.
And lyrically, it's funny, playing some of those, the restaurant bar gigs, usually you take your best lyrical songs and they usually kind of stay put in your box, and you don't usually get them out because you're like, oh, I'm not going to play that one because I don't want the words to just get lost in the French fries. And I wouldn't say this song is a lyrical masterpiece. It's just kind of something I would play at like a bar like that, just kind of like, all right, here we go. It's called River of Love, which is probably 10 other songs called River of Love. But I've only written one of those 10, so this is that one. If the road you've been taking, say if you're lonely and forsaken, I got a little boat I'm making just for you. Tethered to the shore, but you never need to own. I'll tell you what you gotta do. You gotta take that seat right next to me. We're gonna look up at the stars above. You don't need no reservation. Here's an open invitation. Riding on the river of love. Now we can brave any kind of weather, just as long as we're together. Everything is better with you by my side. If the boat starts rocking, I'll keep your knees from knocking. Just put your little hand in mine. Ooh, and take the seat right next to me. We're gonna look up at the stars above. You don't need no reservation. Here's an open invitation. Riding on the river of love. We'll take a lover's leap over the waterfall. The river turns and it bends, but you know it never ends. I keep it straight, you keep the faith. Depend on me to keep the boat in the flow till we both grow old and the sun sets into the sea. You gotta take that seat right next to me. We'll look up at the stars above. You don't need no reservation. Here's an open invitation. Riding on the river of love. Don't need no reservation. It's an open invitation. Riding on the river of love. Now no matter your location, you're always at your destination when you're riding on the river of love.
Nice.
Big finish.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes, when you're riding on the river of love, you need no invitation. But, you know, we were just on the Yellowstone. And it's funny, you know, there's the Madison that has all the college kids float it, and they call it the bikini hatch, right? Yeah. It's its own thing. If you've ever been to Montana and ever seen it on a Saturday in July, you're like, oh, my gosh. What are those boys fishing for? Well, I think I know. Wow.
Yeah, pretty good guess anyway.
Yeah, and we'll just leave it at that because, you know, this is a family program.
Yeah.
We won't talk about flies or anything like that. Yeah.
Apparently, buying beer is easier than tying flies, it seems like, because...
Yeah, you know, buying beer is easier.
There's a lot of bait out there on the river at those times.
Easier than tying flies, that's it, yeah. It's, but yeah, there we go. We got a lot of rivers here in Montana. It's a pretty place. Rivers are a good metaphor for life. You know, things are flowing there, and sometimes being on the river. We went to Livingston last weekend and just didn't get on the river, but just hung out next to it for probably about an hour, and it was like taking sedatives. The whole rest of the day, it was just like you could feel it, and not even being on the water, just being next to it. And then maybe that's what love is like. It's like a sedative. It's
there you go.
You know.
Yeah, maybe that's probably a great metaphor. You know, it starts out in the spring when you first encounter it, and you've got the raging runoff, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the river's about to sweep you away, and then, you know, you get in the summer and it kind of water ebbs and it's getting pretty low, and then, you know.
And then you get in the backwater and the swamps of your life when love is just kind of, it's got a little stank to it, and you're like, wait a minute, I need to get back upstream and I like where you're going with this, Bob. I like the whole the watershed it meets love kind of metaphor. That's good.
It's pretty interesting, I think.
We may have to do some co-writing on that one.
There you go. Have you written with other people much?
You know, I've lived in more than a couple places, and I lived in Nashville for a while, and I had an opportunity to. And Nashville, everyone co-writes. And there's multiple reasons why. Number one, it's just like it's a motivational thing. Like, all right, I got to co-write tomorrow at 10. I better get on it. And it's a way to kind of keep a thing that should be a daily routine. It kind of keeps you on track. And then another reason they co-write in Nashville is because the more people you have, you know, you'd think the more people that have a piece of this pie, the more people are going to be promoting that pie. So it's like you write a song and they're like, oh man, this is a hit. I'll tell you what, we got trucks, we got boots, we got beer, and we got red dirt and everything we need. And I'll tell you what, I'll go pitch it, you go pitch it, and we'll all go pitch it. And so that's another reason why they co-write. And because there's money involved. But so I did some co-writing in Nashville, and I wrote a song with a guy who plays lead guitar with, he used to play lead guitar with Eddie Money. 2 Tickets to Paradise, and what was his other hit? Hold On to Me. I think he did. Baby Hold
On to Me. Yeah.
Anyhow, so this guy, I'm spacing out his name, but we did a co-write called Dixie Angel. Dixie Angel. It was the whole thing. The song idea was his. I want to write a song called Dixie Angel. I was like, all right, let's do it. And the moon was a magnolia bloom, and we did all this southern imagery. And it's pretty cheesy. It's a pretty cheesy tune. But Tommy Gervin, that was his name. Tommy, sorry I said that was cheesy. But now Tommy is a children's musician down in Florida. So he's no longer playing with Eddie Money. He's playing for children. And I think that's like, it's like the river metaphor. He's headed upstream to where the cool, clear water flows.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I wrote once with one of the guys from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Somehow I hooked up with a co-write with him, and we never finished the song. I think we were working on it. I ended up finishing it later. I don't play it that much, but it's kind of cool. Cool tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are my two.
Big.
Should have stuck with it.
Yeah. I always wonder, I'm sure it must be different, right? Especially if you've written quite a bit by yourself, and then to try to figure out how, if you've got two people that are used to doing things their way, trying to figure out how that's going to part and parcel out when you're working together must be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's tough to do a 50-50 co-write. I think it's usually more like some bigger amount to some lesser amount, like 80-20 or a 70-30.
Yeah.
You hold no grudges about it. You just say, okay, well, this is kind of, someone says, oh, what if we did that? And then that might be a little part. But usually one person kind of has the wheel a little bit.
Yeah.
Is what it seems like. But you need that little help. You need that kind of extra little.
Yeah.
I wrote a song called Panic in the Hen House with a friend of mine, Tom Mason, who lives in Nashville. And I'd say I wrote probably 85-90% of that song. But it's still kind of, by Nashville standards, that's still kind of considered a co-write.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom. You know the truth.
It's all coming out here tonight, people.
Yeah. I could play that one.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's kind of taking the chicken theme. In country music, the chicken is the, it's the, what would you call it? It's the sacred animal.
Yeah.
In country music, the chicken.
The touchstone totem animal.
Yeah, that's. I knew you had it, Bob. I knew it was. And Panic in the Hen House kind of takes every chicken imagery you can think of and kind of works it as best you can. Well, there's a panic in the hen house, trouble in the barnyard, little red rooster done made us match. Listen to the chickens and the mothers clucking, all these eggs is about to hatch. I like my eggs like I like my women. Oh, easy, baby, that's my style. They come out scrambled and we end up running. We all go hungry for a little while, 'cause things, they don't happen long, quite like they're supposed to. Things never work out quite like they should. The chicken little crying says the sky's falling long, while the kids, they say it's all good. Well, that chicken crossed the road, stopped there in the middle. She ran into you-know-who. Little red rooster, squawking and crying. A cockle-doo, do you, baby, how do you do? I wake up in the morning, I never hear the rooster. He don't get up until the crack of noon. He's about ready to get what's coming. Yesterday be wet too soon. The things, they don't happen like they're supposed to. Things never work out quite like they should. Chicken little's crying, says the sky's falling, yes, while the kids, they say, Well, they say that love tastes a lot like chicken. You can have it sun-fried. When it's good, it's finger-licking. Enjoy it all and taste your time. Tell me which comes first, which comes first, which comes first. Is it the chicken or the rooster? Baby, it's the rooster every night. Old MacDonald, he got the lesson. You can't lay an egg, but you things don't happen like they're supposed to. Things never work out, yes, quite like they should. Chicken Little's crying, says the sky is falling, yes. While the kids, they say, well, I put all of my money on a hen house, honey. She said we was a perfect match. She flew the coop, yeah, she took off running. Left me with nothing but chicken scratch. You live your life like a chicken in the hen house. Work all day, then you go to bed. You wake up in the morning, the farmer's looking for you. Next thing you know, you lost your head. Cause things don't happen like they're supposed to. Things never work out quite like that should. Chicken Little's crying, says the sky's falling. While the kids, I said the kids, yeah, the chicken sounds come free.
Man, that's
buy one chicken song, get a
whole set
12
of
pack of you get a 12 pack of little chicken nugget sounds.
I mean, that's cheap at twice the price.
That's it, Bob. I think
I think we're getting all sorts of great comparative analogies for love all night. You know, rivers and Southern fried chicken.
Rivers and chickens. I think we should put those two things together.
There you go.
See how that goes.
Love is a chicken floating on a river.
Yeah,
So
I don't think I've ever seen a chicken swim.
I don't think I have either.
I wish this were a call-in show.
We could solicit input.
But, you could always post some photos of any chickens that you've seen swimming. I think, won't chickens drown? They look like you have to kind of give them umbrellas because they'll look up at the sky and be like, where's that water come from? And then they just kind of, it all goes in their gullet. And
yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Is that true? Is that true, though?
I don't know if it is true. I've never actually seen one that's done that. But we had a chicken house that they would go into usually when it rains, so...
Have you ever
shut the door, maybe?
You seen that Gary Larson cartoon, the Boneless Chicken Ranch? And then it's just like all the chickens are just they look like a Salvador Dali painting, they're just flopped all over everything. Ah, yes. But chickens.
Man, they're not bright animals.
I think there's a lot of country songs that with the chickens in them, it's kind of, I think there's, more songs about love and chickens.
It seems... It's kind of weird. You'd think the cow would have pretty comfortably cemented that place in country music, but I think the chickens edge them out, really.
Bob, you really shouldn't have mentioned the cow because I've got an awful joke that could offend nearly everyone here, but it's only the three of us. There's this whole thing about taking this livestock dewormer to help you with a certain illness. A lot of people are taking a livestock dewormer. But, I'm starting to consider it because of this whole mu variant. Have you not heard the mu variant, MU? Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's happening.
Yeah.
I can hear I can hear people laughing in the distance.
They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah. The sound of offensive humor.
It only makes sense, really.
Thank you. I knew you were on my side.
Yeah. I've been trying to understand that whole thing, and so far failing abjectly terribly, but I think I was missing that one little bit of connection there that makes it all snap together.
Yeah, the
perfectly.
moo part's the
That's
that's my moo. I do like cows though, they're so docile and they're interesting. There's a video of a woman playing a guitar and she's got this. My favorite cows are the Jersey cows. They're so beautiful with their big brown eyes.
Yeah.
But she's playing the guitar, and there's a cow laying next to her, and the cow just kind of like listening to instrument, just lays its big, huge head right on her lap, and you're just like, man, that's the kind of moo variant I'm after.
That's
right
right.
there.
That's right. That's the one
A
you
nice
want.
Jersey cow on a Sunday afternoon, right here. You don't see jerseys in Montana, though.
Not very much.
No, they can't take. I mean, you see folks from Jersey, and apparently the governor's from Jersey.
He is.
So, but you know,
But he's not as friendly as that Jersey cow, I don't think.
no, maybe he can be mollified by music.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. So what else is going on? What else shall we?
If you got maybe another song would be.
Yeah. We can bring it down to something a little more. I don't want to say melancholy, but you know, it's sometimes life is melancholy. You know. This is a song. You know, every once in a while, someone I know passes away, and it's always sad. And every once in a while, there's a song that seems to come along with it. And a friend of mine's mother died, and this song, we couldn't make the memorial, so I sent the song. I wrote it in probably 10, 15 minutes, and did a little iPhone recording and sent it off to them. And it's turned out to be a song that just kind of, I don't know, kind of tears me up a little bit. Now when you're lost and you need direction and the path is hard to find, hey, when you're sad and you're lonesome, you're worn out and you're tired, take my hand and I will lead you to the path that's clear and wide. 'Cause I'm right here beside you, let my heart be your guide. Clouds begin to darken and the rain will not subside. Hey, when the cold wind is blowing, the sparkle right from your eyes, just know I'm here and I will lead you across that great divide. 'Cause I'm right here beside you, let my heart be your guide. Is a light wherever you go, and my heart is a sunset, a warm and gentle glow. And I'm not gone or forgotten, 'cause just as sure as that sun gonna shine, I'm right here beside you, let my heart be your guide. No, I'm not gone or forgotten, 'cause just as sure as that sun gonna shine, I'm right here inside you, 'cause I left my heart behind. Yeah.
Music is a multifaceted tool.
It is.
Sometimes you need crosstown traffic, and sometimes you need a little blues. And
yeah, and sometimes you need to just kind of give that plaintive wail of the lonely cowboy.
Yeah,
out, pining for lost love and those he had lost along the way. I could picture that. He's out there by the campfire, the moon's just rising up. He gets out his old Washburn guitar and he just starts. Well, he can cry freely now because all the boys are gone, and he can sit out under there and let his big old steed just rest his head on his lap, and everything could be right in the world once again.
There you go. It's a pretty pastoral scene there.
It really is. We're writing a movie right now.
There you go.
We don't have enough actors, but we'll do the narrative.
But it's going to have a heck of a soundtrack, so.
It really will. Yeah, we'll do our best.
Yeah.
And a little. You can do that part, Bob.
All right. I'll go round up some coconuts.
Yeah, round up some coconuts.
Now this is turning into a Monty Python movie.
I feel like I should ask you a question. Having hosted this show and having given some insights into the Bozeman music community, do you feel like there's a Bozeman sound? There's like a Bozeman, thing, or is it just? Are we past that kind of point? Is the world past that point where it's just
Yeah, I guess I don't know about the world, but I think Bozeman's kind of multipolar. There might be. I'm not sure that I could even say there were several Bozeman sounds. Actually, I think it's a pretty heterogeneous mix. There's a lot of people, and they're all they're just kind of doing their own thing. They're not.
It's pretty eclectic. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, man, that's great.
I had a chance to see the Elm. The Elm is a new music venue in town, and it's quite a. I don't know what the capacity is there. Do you know?
I've heard 1,100, which, looking at it from the outside, seems like some sort of magic trick. But
well, you go inside, and it definitely feels like you're inside a magic trick because it's amazing. It's so state of the art.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's good things are ahead here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I haven't heard. I hope the Rialto maybe is going to get back going this fall or winter sometime. And,
good, yeah.
And I think the Ellen is going to start doing things again here in October. So it's kind of nice for things to start happening again.
Yeah, the Ellen's quite a venue. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, the Pachakacha. I don't know if you've ever been to the Pachakachas, the slide presentations that they do, and just it's such a stunning venue. It's like there's a movie inside that place for sure.
There
probably some ghosts inside that building too.
I've been told that multiple times. And
you can't.
None of them have ever snuck up on me, but I don't hang out there at the right times of day. Maybe
that's it. What else should we do?
Well, if you got another.
I do. Yeah, I mean, I
see what sort of direction we might go this time.
Yeah, when the pandemic and the shutdown happened, a lot of us musicians were left kind of twiddling our thumbs, and a lot of people went to live streams and did that, and some people came on heavy with live streams, and then they petered out. Like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. And I didn't really do any of that. I did a couple live streams that were hosted by other folks, and then I tried to write a book of short stories, which I'm still sort of editing, but I also wrote some songs, and some of them were kind of inspired by what was happening at the time. It's hard for it to not be.
Yeah.
And there were some moments when things kind of went sideways, when people as it were sort of did the thing that you don't want them to do. You don't want to yell fire in a crowded theater, that kind of thing. And I was like, man, that's kind of happening right now, isn't it? So I was like, well, maybe I'll write a song to help those folks out, to give them a little clue as to maybe how they could maybe handle themselves a little bit better.
A little bit of an etiquette lesson, maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
It's etiquette. It's etiquette with an ETT, etiquette.
Nice.
Is it ETT?
I think it's only one
Is it
T,
just
but
one
there's
T?
an ETTE at the end.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
I think.
that darn word. But yeah, it's a little song called Keep It Together. Should you experience trials and troubles and turbulence, you're nervous and you're fumbling till everything comes tumbling down and down, when all the bits and pieces of your life, they just disappear right before your eyes, and you don't know what you're gonna do. Ooh, you gotta just keep it together and take a breath till we get through the stormy weather. Everything is gonna be better if you remember just to keep your cool. And if you're feeling faint and you start to hyperventilate, the wind is whipping your windmills round and round and round. When all the souls are blowing off the line, you only holding on by a thread this time, and it's all unraveling right in front of you. Ooh, you got to just keep it together and take a breath till we get through the stormy weather. Everything is gonna be better if you remember just to keep your cool. Oh, that's cool. But there may come a time when everyone is just losing their minds. When you're surrounded by fools who don't know how to help to improve a situation. They only want to yell, stomp their feet and lose their patience. Jumping around the lifeboat, making waves to all those folks. Well, this is what I'd like to say. Just come on, man. Come on. You got to keep it together. Don't rock the boat when we're heading in the stormy weather. Everything is gonna be so much better if you remember just to keep your cool. You got to keep it together. Don't rock the boat when we're heading in the stormy weather. Everything is gonna be better if you remember just to keep your cool. Keep it together. Keep it together. Everything will get better. You got to keep it together. Everything will get better. Keep it together, Bob.
I'm trying, man.
I know. It's tough sometimes. It's tough to keep it together. And Montana, we got 7 months of winter too, and that's the time we're going to just really keep it together, as tight as it's ever been, or that's when the whole thing's just going to.
That's right. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah. There's some sort of weird little tipping point there. You want to keep on the keep it together side.
Yeah, you want to just keep lean back.
Yeah, that's right.
Lean back.
Yeah.
It's like surfing. You see, soul surfing. Like, all right, don't go over the edge. And,
because after about month 5, the edge is right there, and it's way up there too.
It is. I think standard issue should be 30,000 dominoes. So you can do, I think I don't know what the world record is, but you do one of those domino things, multicolored, and it's the hot thing to do now. It's just.
Yeah,
I think it's been a pandemic thing. You set them with the thing. We used to do it with cards, playing cards.
Yeah,
but they're harder to stand up.
They are. Yeah. With dominoes, it takes a little bit less skill, so you can exercise your creativity a little more.
Yeah, you're
not focused on setting up the card. You're making the scene, right?
Yeah, and my challenge would be like to any of those dominoists. Dominoians?
Domineer? No, probably
Domineer.
Dominatrix
is to, if you can have it so you're setting your dominoes up, and at the end of the whole thing, it adds up to a prime number.
Ooh.
That's what I would like to see.
There you go.
A prime number.
Yeah.
Prime.
It's got to be. I mean,
it's got to be prime. Yeah. We're free-forming it here.
Yeah. If you're just tuning in, you should kick yourself for not tuning in at the top of the hour, because this has been a lot of fun. But you are listening to the Local Musician Spotlight here on KGVM Bozeman, and maybe you're watching the live stream on Locan Productions' Facebook page or YouTube page. And if you are, hang out over there and check out some of the other great videos that are on there. There are other Local Musician Spotlights, and there's all sorts of good stuff that you can find there. So it'll be worth it for you. And we're with Russ Chapman here in the studio, and we're talking about all sorts of stuff and listening to great music. And
yeah, we've had some adventures, from rivers to chickens to love to.
We're connecting dots in ways that maybe they didn't know there were lines to connect them with. I don't know.
Right. Well, I think we're inventing the new IQ test. So another pandemic song, the song that came out of the pandemic, and we talked about. Wait, was that us? No, it was earlier today. I go up on Pete's every single day. I've done the numbers. You don't even want to know how many times I've been up Pete's cumulatively. You know, it's just like it's in the thousands. You know, when you have a dog.
Yeah.
And today I hooked up with a couple people accidentally, as it happens on Pete's, and we all talked about how we don't like birthdays. None of us. We don't like our birthdays, which, you know, maybe that's understandable. But we also don't like other people's birthdays either, which is kind of offensive to other people because some people have like month-long, week-long celebrations.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my birthday. And that's like, oh, all week? But apparently, yeah. But yeah, I'm not a fan. And I realize I don't like Christmas. It's just too stressful.
Yeah.
And, you know, Thanksgiving's the traditional one where people are like, oh, Thanksgiving, everyone loves Thanksgiving. I don't like Thanksgiving. You just too much stuff you got to go out and get, all the turkey stuff, and it's a lot of pressure. And then Halloween, that's just stressful.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not even talking about the candy, but let's just like, you know, you're supposed to dress up or not dress up, and then...
There's that whole deciding what you're going to do, and then did somebody else do the same thing?
Right, and why haven't these people taken their outfits off? It's already past Halloween.
That's right.
Oh, they did? They never dressed up?
Oh,
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's one holiday I like. It's New Year's. A lot of people don't think about New Year's. They get drunk or whatever. But I like the idea of that new beginning. Like, oh, that's it, man. This year, and maybe it's a fallacy, and people don't do resolutions. You know, mention the word resolutions, and, you know, what do most people say?
Yeah.
I'd rather do resolutions, whatever. I like all that
They
stuff.
really do resolutions, but by 3 days after New Year's, they don't want to admit how they've already...
Oh, yeah, if you go to the Ridge...
Straight off the path.
Yeah, you go to the gym after New Year's, that's the busiest time. But I do like New Year's. I like that idea. But I kind of think of every day as kind of a new year. I wake up and I get my little notebook out and be like, all right, these are all the new things I'm going to do, and these are all the old things I'm not going to do. And so I wrote a song that kind of reflects that. It's called Brand New Day, which is not the most creative title. But, you know, part of one of the things that was on my list is don't worry about creative titles. So there you go. It's part of my...
Check.
Yeah. Well, I wake up with a whistle and I start to sing. I'm thinking this'll be the day I'm gonna shake up everything. I'm gonna testify to lead a better life, you know. So tired of all this darkness, I need a little bit of light. I'm gonna wake up every morning and I'll say I'm banking on a brand new day, yes. Well, I made a little list of books to read. I'm so sick and tired of looking at pictures on the screen. I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna take care of my health. Don't you know I put it off for way too long. Gonna reinvent myself. I'm gonna wake up every morning and I'll say I'm banking on a brand new day, yes. Gonna bring me down no matter what they do. Ever since the day I found a brand new attitude. Tell you what you need to do. Wake up with a whistle and you start to sing. You're thinking this is gonna be the day I'm gonna shake up everything. I'm gonna sympathize. I'm gonna help out when I can. I'm gonna volunteer. I will be here when you need a friend. Upon this day, I'm gonna celebrate life of hope instead of hate. Pledge up to the stars above to give myself to the ways of love. I'm gonna wake up every morning and I'll say that I'm banking on a brand new day. Yes, it's a brand new day. 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 It's a brand new day.
Was that a COVID composition, or did you?
It
write
was,
that?
yeah. Yeah, it happened during the COVIDness show.
No,
Yeah.
no, but you could easily see how you might, yeah, maybe be at a place where a song like that would be in your mind.
I just wanted to find something that rhymed with whistle. And it turns out it's Thistle.
There you go.
It could have been Thistle.
Yeah.
Or Miss Frizzle. But yeah, I don't. But Thistle.
Miss Frizzle, but it would have been. It might have been a little trickier to
Yeah.
coalesce around that.
I know. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe Miss Frizzle's got a whole story that could really spin out in a song.
Yeah. She's spun out before, so she'll spin out again. But I don't want to be responsible for that. That's too much responsibility for us. But yeah, the COVID songs. I'm sure I'm not the only artist who kind of dug in and
Yeah,
wrote
I think
some
that
songs.
was. Yeah, I think it was probably kind of a. I think some people had a really, really creative period. Some people I think were maybe shell shocked for a while and then maybe got there. And I'm always kind of curious, like how much did the weight of the circumstances weigh down, affect your writing, and did it make it didn't sound like it made your songs more melancholy. So
No, it's what's interesting, Bob, is that like I don't have a single song that's in a minor key. And everyone thinks of the minor key like, everything is sad in my life, and it's just like, and it's like, yeah, I mean, we all go through this. Even my like, "Let Your Heart Be Your Guide" is not in a minor key. I just don't know. Just don't even really. I don't know. I don't relate to minor key songs, which is a little weird, but yeah. So yeah, the songwriting thing's interesting, and as far as doling out any songwriting advice, not if I had to squeeze any in. Everyone writes differently, and there's no right or wrong way to do art. Me personally, if I had just feelings about it, whether not judgmental feelings, is that I don't really think you can write lyrics and then put music to them. It's done all the time. I don't think it works. I think you just kind of have to you do the music, you figure out stuff, because the words are interchangeable, or there's all sorts of words that can mean the same thing.
Right.
The words aren't as important as you think. The musicality of the words is important.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Billy Joel, he traded in his Chevy for a Cadillac. He didn't trade it in for a Lincoln.
No, that's right.
And there's a reason for that, and it's so you can get that consonantal, all those consonants going, and it's a musical moment, and I think you need to write with words that have a musicality to them. So, it's free advice that's worth whatever you paid for it. But honestly, I think that's, I don't know. And then writing something down and then putting the music to it. I usually can just point those songs out from a mile away just because even though like Elton John did that, and I don't know, I can't point those songs out. But
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a weird.
No, I think you're right. Part of it might be because that maybe there's a mindset that goes along with that approach that you're more trying to tell a story than sing a song, and that part of it probably comes through in the song too.
Right? Yeah.
A little bit too erstwhile
But Bye Bye Mrs. American Pie. I mean, that's a very musical. That's a musical expression. It's got the alliteration, and it's just So, shall we? Let's see. What are we looking at time wise?
We got about 10 minutes left.
So, I don't know where that puts us. One more song.
Yeah, one or
and
two.
then a little.
One, and we can. Chat
yeah. So, as far as the songwriting thing goes, every once in a while, you write from an idea sometimes, or you write from just some weird thing that hits you, or something fun, or whatever. And this one was with me for a long time, and I'd never wrote it because I was like, oh, that's a gospel tune. And I was like, really? You're going to, it's like, what are you going to do with that? And I was like, well, just write it, just whatever, So I wrote it. It's called House of Prayer. And it just kind of came from, these things hit you, and you're just like, there's this idea of the whole genie thing. A genie is this thing that is this other thing that visits you, and it's really, you don't take ownership of these things. They just kind of come to you. And I believe in that thing. But the only problem is there's a word that got associated with genie that we use all the time, and that becomes an ego word, and that's genius. So genius is the genie, and it's just like, I wish genius went back to this kind of other, this other element, because I like the idea of like, no, you're not a genius. A genius came and visited you. Yeah, you were visited by this thing. And so I think of this song as a visitation of sorts. You know, now it's all built up like it's going to be some amazing song, but, you know, whatever. Mission, possessions, and pride. You only worship things that money can buy. But when your soul is aching, you'll find no comfort there. Come down from your mountain to a house of prayer. The kingdom of wealth and all the privilege you command for yourself, but you can only climb so high to reach that final stair. Come down from your mountain to a house of prayer. We'll be delivered, I'll meet you there. Down from your mountain to a house of prayer. We'll be delivered on, I'll meet you there. Down from your mountain to a house of prayer. You only listen to the sermons of greed. You can't hear the cries of those who are in need. When you're all alone and you need someone to care, come down from your mountain to a house of prayer. We'll be delivered, I'll meet you there. Down from your mountain to a house of prayer. We'll be delivered, Lord, I'll meet you there. Down from your mountain to a house of prayer. Up your hand when you find it's empty, then I know you got to understand that we will be delivered. I'll meet you there. Down from your mountain to a house of prayer. We'll be delivered, Lord, I'll meet you there. Down from your mountain to a house of prayer. This ain't the place for you to try and rise above us. Here's a house built on faith and peace and love. So when your heart is breaking, you're drowning in despair, come down from your house on the mountain. Down from your house on the mountain, or to a house of prayer. To a house of prayer. From your house on the mountain to a house of prayer.
Nice.
With all the background singers, you know.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Like big gospel choir backing you up. That would
yeah, you'd have to do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think that'd really spice it up a little bit.
It would spice it up. Yeah.
So how was writing your short stories during the last year and a half?
That was a lesson in learning how to write to a certain degree. You know, I'd wake up in the morning and ideas would come to me. And sometimes the ideas you realize after a while, it's just like, no, you're just complaining now. This is you just complaining. And then you're like, all right, well, okay, I'll give you that. I'm complaining right now. But is there anything within this complaining that could be something else? And that's kind of is where it took me. I recognized what I was doing. You know, it's like, oh, you're kind of just... yeah, doing that. So, I think writing it, what I like best in terms of Writing isn't really that much fun for me, but short things kind of are fun. You know, short little ideas.
Yeah.
You know, almost. And some of these stories are like little magic tricks. You know, where the ending has a certain either a twist or something that kind of laughter is what I'm after.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good expression right there. Laughter is what I'm after.
Yeah.
Write that down, Bob. There it is. It's probably been done, but so yeah, it's called A Mythical Beast in the Modern World, and so it's a collection of a bunch of flash fiction and I guess I don't want to say poetry because it's not really poetry is not really my thing, even though lyrical music is poetic, I guess. But yeah, I think it was a good COVID project, but I have to see it through. You get to that point. I made some test copies, some readers editions, and I started to read through. I was like, good golly, did no one teach you about semicolons? You're not supposed to use semicolons ever. Or the dash. I love the dash. It's like, what is the dash? I had to learn about the dash. I was like, oh man, doing the dash all wrong.
I have a little bit of a weakness for the dash as well.
I love the dash. It can be a
great.
comma. It can be whatever. It can be that stupid semicolon.
Yeah.
The dash can do it all, but eventually you have to kind of reel that dash in.
That's right. It'll get away from you.
It'll get away from you, yeah. But I have a couple screenplays I'm kind of working on now, but mostly I should just be doing music and concentrate on that. But I have a brain that kind of is like the dog with the ball or the squirrel, and you're like, oh, what's that? What's that? And what's this? Oh, I got an idea. And it doesn't make for building any one particular thing. It's not the best way to do that, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
If people want to find, are there places out there people can find your music if they want to listen to?
Yeah, I figured we'd get to that. I haven't made any recordings. I had a couple live records I did, and maybe one studio record, and then I realized because of the way I am, I didn't like it. I just was like, no, I'm pulling all this stuff, and I'm gonna, So every year I'm like, oh, this is the year, brand new day. Making a record this year. But you can, I have an Instagram feed, Unmappable Happy Chapman. And I do some kind of outdoor kind of word play things. I've been leaning on this word of the day concept. But, stories can come out of it too. But the word of the day has kind of been fun and just kind of riffing on words. Yeah. But when I say of the day, it means like every 3 months.
Well, there's a day every 3 months.
There's a day every 3 months.
I would highly recommend those. I watched some of those today, and they were very uplifting and well crafted. So.
There's some that I like. I like awkward. Awkward's a good one.
Yeah.
Now I know how to spell it too.
Well, that's surprise bonus.
I know. There it is. There it is.
All right. Well, you've been tuned to the Local Musician Spotlight here on KGVM Bozeman with Russ Chapman. It's been a blast. Thanks again to Pat Loken for doing all the things for the space, the video, the audio, and for letting me walk in here and run off at the head for an hour and listen to great music. So it's we'll be back next week. I guess we're not quite sure what's happening next week, but keep an eye out. Go to Loken Productions YouTube channel. Check out kgvm.org or the KGVM Facebook page. See what we're up to, and check out the Unmappable Happy Chapman because it's a blast.
Cool. Hey, thanks again.
Yeah, have a great night, everyone.